Hey besties, welcome back to another video. Ethan Klein is getting cancelled by fans and other YouTube creators for homophobic comments he made in last night's H3H3 episode. He's since come out and apologized, but fans are not having any of it. In yesterday's episode of the H3H3 podcast, Ethan said a few things that have his fans and other YouTube creators calling him out publicly. So, Ethan was discussing James Charles in that episode, in yesterday's episode. And he was referring to James Charles as a bottom in a negative manner. If you don't know, gay men are sometimes referred to as a bottom or a top. Sometimes they label themselves as a bottom or a top. It doesn't matter. In this episode, Ethan was using bottom as an insult against James Charles. And also, Ethan does live calls, if you don't know. So shortly after he made these comments, he had an audience member call in. And this audience member was a homosexual man, and he took offense to the fact that Ethan was using bottom as an insult. And this is the clip that has been going viral.
Do you find it offensive if I say, by being like, oh, he's probably a bottom? Is that the problem?
Absolutely.
It's offensive. All right, so would you consider yourself a top or a bottom, or you don't do that, the labels?
I knew you were going to go there. And I mean this with all peace and love and with respect, Ethan. It's none of your business.
The reason you're... Okay, you know what? I'm not going to get into it, Matt. But we all know which one you prefer.
So people took a lot of issue with that, and they were quick to call him out. Adam McKinstry, who's a YouTuber as well, said, the newest H3H3 podcast has so many homophobic undertones. Kate Thunberg, who's a journalist who was previously on H3H3 regarding the David situation, tweeted to purposely and knowingly recruit a queer and gay fan base just to all over them and perpetuate horrific stereotypes about gay men is a choice. This upset a lot of H3H3 fans. Even the H3H3 Reddit was lighting into Ethan all day long, saying things like, I think the problem is that Ethan is using gay sex/bottoms as the butt of the joke and using gay stereotypes against guys he doesn't like. He's making jokes about people being a bottom like it's a bad thing. Jordan Peterson sucks, so let's adhere a gay stereotype to him. Hilarious. Ethan does not listen to the caller. Instead, he kept pushing his boundaries. Not nice to see. Which is valid because Ethan was using bottom as an insult in that context. Well, Ethan came out on Twitter and he made a public apology. He said, to my LGBTQ plus fans, I am sorry for the comments on today's show. The sexualization of gay men and the grouping of tops and bottoms is a stereotype that I will be trying to unlearn. Apologies to the callers too, who I shouldn't have pressed inappropriately. Hope you guys know I always mean well. Now, the response to Ethan's apology appears to be split. The top comment says, whoa, very different energy than when you and Dan told a viewer to F off when they called you out. Now, this commentary is referring to this clip where Dan is also getting called out for this. I'm going to put it right here.
Really need some LGBTQT.
Why? What did I say
wrong? Shut up.
What did I say wrong?
Shut up.
Colin, if you have a problem with my character...
You got it right. I mean, you literally got it right.
What a power bottom was.
Yeah. Shut up. You don't know anything about her sexuality anyways. The fuck do you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
How dare you assume that none of us are...
You know shit.
LGBTQ plus. How dare you assume that? Right?
Right.
Check yourself. But call in if you have a problem. I'd love to discuss.
Fans did not appreciate what Dan had to say. They said dude needs to chill the F out. He seems to have a better understanding of why Ethan's behavior is upsetting. But rather than try to listen and grow, he told the LGBTQ plus audience to F off and unsup. Now, the H3H3 audience opinion on this seems to be completely split from what I see on the H3H3 Reddit and Twitter. Some people are saying this is a comedy show. Ethan is clearly not homophobic. He's been an ally to the LGBT community for years. He made a joke, maybe in bad taste, but he's not homophobic. You're holding a comedy show to religious standards, and that the new H3H3 fans are sucking the comedy out of a comedy show to be politically correct. This is referring to the H3H3 fans that came with Trisha to the frenemies, people who were introduced to H3H3 through frenemies. They're saying these younger fans are holding a comedy show to moral standards, to religious moral standards. Now, the other H3H3 fans don't agree, and this is what they have to say. The most liked post on this subject says, at the end of the day, I'm a frenemies era H3H3 fan, so I know I'm who's being discussed. But the thing that everyone is choosing to forget is that we were pandered to. Ethan and his co-hosts both took on the role of people who wish to hold themselves and others to high standards when it comes to being tolerant and accepting. So obviously fans that stay expect that of Ethan and will seek opportunities to educate Ethan on things he says that are harmful. Now, some older pre-frenemies HTSG fans agree, saying as an older fan who hated frenemies, I can't help but laugh at all the OG fans that are hating on the new fan base. They want to blame you guys and gals because it's easier than admitting that Ethan has started to make nothing but drama bait content and has started being hateful / hypocritical and doesn't want to be held to his own standards. There's a reason why most frenemies fans left Trisha and stayed with HTSG is because they realized Trisha was some fake woke person trying to milk them for views. They stayed with HTSG because Ethan is likable and actually stands by his views, but more and more seems like he's slipping away from that. Now, I think both sides have valid points. On one hand, it is a comedy show, and people don't need to be holding comedy shows to religious standards, you know? Relax, enjoy the show. We know Ethan is not homophobic. That much is clear. Nobody truly believes Ethan is homophobic. We know that Ethan made a bad joke in bad taste. You know, and he apologized, but people are not accepting his apology. What more do you want him to do? He made a bad joke. He said sorry. He said he will learn from it. And people are still mad. Do you want him to give you his left kidney? Do you want him to quit the show? What more do you want? That's on one hand. But on the other hand, I understand why people are upset because, for one, he set these standards. He's the one who's constantly calling people out for being homophobic, racist, whatever, this, that, the third. And now you need to live by the standards you set. You need to lie in the bed you made, you know? Don't be surprised when you made an audience around canceling other people when people turn on you for doing the same thing you're canceling other people for. Now, I think Ethan needs to pick a side. He needs to tone down the comedy to live by the standards that he's holding everybody else to. Or he needs to let go of the standards. He needs to stop trying to cancel every single person and say whatever he wants to say. You know, but you can't build an audience around canceling other people and don't expect to be canceled because you're saying the same thing that you would cancel other people for. You know, I'm adding 2 + 2 and I'm getting 74. I don't understand. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think this is a comedy show? People are just way overreacting and they're too sensitive and they want to be mad at something? Or do you think B, Ethan needs to stick to a side? If he wants to be the moral high ground, if he wants to be the person that calls other people out and stands up for minorities, he needs to live by the standards he set. Let me know in the comments. Bye-bye. Subscribe if you enjoyed the show and leave me a like.